turn back ahead. It may be really time to blow these NBA teams up. Shout out Swish Out.
Unfortunately, the worst place a team can stay in with any sports in any sports league is no man's land. You know, that odd area where you win enough games to contend standings wise, but you can't really make a championship push, yet you're not bad enough to get that life changing franchise player in the draft. So you get stuck in that realm of mediocrity. In today's video, as we approach the trade deadline less than 2 weeks away, I want to talk about some teams that it may be actually time to blow up. Now, every team on this list doesn't necessarily need to start completely over. Some teams need to make significant tweaks that can go a long way, but others, it's just time to reboot. Today's video is sponsored by Manscaped. It's finally here. We finally have
Part two.
Transparent about our struggles and stuff that we could do better, but y'all putting me in a position to answer questions that I don't think is cool, man.
It feels like every season we have the exact same conversation with Dame. He plays his ass off, puts up historical numbers, yet his team has no shot at a real championship push. We all respect Dame as one of the last real ones. He doesn't want to chase a ring, hopping from franchise to franchise. But at some point, your legacy will begin to look like you've become comfortable with losing. Dame is one of my favorite players. But if you look at the players historically that stayed with one franchise for their whole careers, they either won or they made major sacrifices in order for their teams to win. Tim Duncan took major pay cuts in order to win. That's heavily documented. Dirk Nowitzki, the same thing. Kobe, he threatened to leave when losing became a trend. He wasn't just sitting there comfortable losing. Stephen Curry, who will likely join this list and finish his career in Golden State. We know those early ankle injuries in his career played a big part in him signing that manageable contract, that first contract, which enabled them to get Andre Iguodala, Kevin Durant, building that dynasty that we see today. These guys won. Most of them won multiple championships. So sitting there through dark years, it looks more admirable. It's hard for me to really commend you when you sat there for all those years and just lost. Portland, early in the season, it looked like they made some pretty significant moves that paid off. Started the season out 10-4, three players averaging well over 20 points a night. But since then, they have the third worst record in the West, just above Houston and San Antonio. And let's not forget, Jeremy Grant is on the last year of that contract, and if he leaves, you really gonna be fucked. So if you're Dame, you're 32 years old, you have the third worst playoff record ever of any player that played at least 60 playoff games. Bro, Portland, please save this man from himself, please. The Washington Wizards.
As far as the Dame take, yes, I agree. Dame, it's time for you to go, bro. At this point, bro, you just putting up empty stats, bro. You too good, bro. And we doing this out of love and care, bro. We not doing this shit just to talk about you, bro. Because we know what you can do on that court. You know what I'm saying? We need you to go somewhere else. With some potential, like, seriously. Don't waste your career in Portland. I understand the whole make your money, don't leave no money on the table, but is this you trying to win or you getting paid? Now, if you're getting paid, okay, we understand. Let's stay in Portland. But if you really want to win, bro, that ain't the team that's going to do it. You got to go somewhere else.
Our hometown team. They have a similar situation with Bradley Beal. And I think it's just time to fully embrace a rebuild. I get it. From a business marketing standpoint, losing Bradley Beal will take butts out the seats and make the team look less appealing with no notable star. But in the last 5 seasons, you've won only 43% of your games with Bradley. You only have 3 playoff wins, and you're paying this man one of the highest salaries in the league. Porzingis is on the last year of his contract. So is Will Barton. Essentially, so is Kyle Kuzma. And I just don't understand the logic of recycling these same lineups that look good on paper around Bradley Beal, yet you stay stagnant right outside the playoffs every single year. Look at their last 5 first-round picks. Not quite high enough, very mid, very underwhelming. They just lost the best one, Rui, to the Lakers. And all of this keeps them in the cycle of the mist of mediocrity. I think it's time to embrace the rebuild. The Toronto Raptors. I believe Masai Ujiri is gearing up to take the approach.
Yep. As far as Bradley Beal, same thing as Dame. Like, just gonna keep putting up empty stadiums. If you want to win, go to a team that's gonna, bro, win, bro. Get you a ring, bro. Create a legacy. Or if you want the money, stay with the team. Ain't hating. But if you want to win, you gotta go somewhere else, bro. Not saying we hating. We just saying out of love.
Of the rebuild, and I think it's great for them. The Raptors have completely maxed out that core of talent, but I think it's pretty evident without that superstar tier of guy, you're just not beating those top teams. Last year in the playoffs, James Harden wasn't even quite himself, and it still didn't feel like the Raptors had a real shot. They have so many pieces that I believe teams that's one piece away, like Dallas, one piece away from actually contending, they will offer a pretty sizable haul for. Pascal Siakam, one of the most underrated players in the league. He's having one of his best seasons, if not his best seasons of his career. Yet in his last 20 games, he's playing damn near 40 minutes and they're under 500. You can get a whole lot for him. OG Ananobi, do you know how many teams would love to have that guy giving you 17 points a night, shooting 47% on corner threes in the last 2 seasons, can switch on multiple positions, which is extremely rare, and leading the league in steals? Fred Van Vliet. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but the Clippers seem to be interested, so you can exploit that. And Gary Trent Jr., he's on the last year of his deal, so you want to get something for him. If there's any team that needs to embrace a rebuild, it is them. They have multiple pieces that multiple teams that's one piece away from contending would deplete their assets for. So it's time to go all in. The Bulls' short-lived experiment has to come to an end. The big three, Zach LaVine doesn't seem like he's happy there anymore. Vooch is on the last year of his contract, and DeMar, he's 33 years old. The talent they have alone has gotten them some pretty impressive wins this year, beating Boston multiple times, Brooklyn, Golden State. But your ceiling in 2023 is going to be pretty low when you, one, don't shoot a lot of threes, and when you do so, you're pretty average at doing it. It's not like Denver that doesn't shoot a lot of threes, but when they do so, they do it the most efficiently in the entire NBA. Not only are they the most efficient 3 point shooting team, they're one of the most efficient 2 point shooting teams, and they have the most efficient player in the sport. Not only that, with how Jokic quarterbacks it, they have one of the best offenses in the league. Chicago, they're pretty mean.
My team, man. My team, man. Damn, bro. Lonzo, what's up? So tranquil, bro. Him and Joe Harris, like two people I know that had ankle injuries that last them over a year. You know what I'm saying? So I just hope he can get back, bro. I think we need Lonzo back. I want to see what we can do with him. I really want to see a healthy Bulls team. I want to see what a healthy Bulls team can do. At least I know we can be healthy enough to get to that second round and make it a deep way to the third. And if we lose, I can understand. But you know what I'm saying? So I want to see what a healthy Lonzo
Everywhere.
can do.
Think about it like this: the league average for 3 pointers made a night is 12. They've made under 10 21 times this season. They've lost 15 of those games. When they actually make league average and above, they win damn near 80% of their games. Look at them when they don't, which is a lot for them. They have a lot of great individual games with DeMar and Zach, and that's cool. But with how they're built and their style and the fact that they don't really play great defense, they've peaked and they're not winning anything. It's time to rebuild. The Timberwolves, they're in a weird situation, if you ask me. They made that impulsive trade with Rudy Gobert that they have to live with. They have an emerging superstar with Ant-Man, and they have D'Lo on an expiring contract in which he's playing the best basketball this year that he has on that contract. D'Angelo Russell has only missed 3 games, which, if you know him, that's very surprising. I believe his injuries always hurt his ability to be consistent. He's shooting the best of his entire career, and with him actually being able to put together games without these big pauses with injuries, he's been the most consistent of his entire career. Look at his last 25 games. But again, he's on an expiring contract. The last time he played great for a full season was his last year in Brooklyn on an expiring contract. A lot of players do that.
I finally got a date with Flo. Got any pointers?
2 words. Political opinions. State them early and often. Play guitar?
No.
Doesn't matter. Just buy one.
Yeah, how y'all doing, though, man? Y'all good? Y'all straight? The thing with Minnesota, yeah, they gotta get it together, bro. Minnesota has to get it together. Minnesota needs to trade
Not in
one of them
Minnesota's
centers.
long-term plans. And you know, you're probably not winning anything this year with Cat's injury, So you might as well get something for him as opposed to nothing. Sure, losing him will free up some cap space for some better fitting free agents this offseason. But let's be honest, it's Minnesota, so you're probably going to have to overpay somebody. And Anthony Edwards' contract is coming up. So how much money do you really have? And lastly, Miami. Kyle Lowry, as he aged, just hasn't been quite what they expected. And even with Bam playing some of the best basketball of his life, he's definitely an all-star, should be an all-star. It's just not enough to compete in the top-heavy Eastern Conference. Next season, you're still set to pay these four players damn near 70% of your cap. Two of them are on two of the worst contracts in basketball. If you want to give Jimmy, who I
Yeah,
still
Duncan
believe can be
Robinson
a
fell
championship, a number
off.
one
I
option on a
don't know what
championship
happened to
team,
Birdie.
if you want to give him a real shot at winning a championship, you gave him all this money to do so. I'm thinking you have to give him better pieces. Pat, last summer you did
I feel like they don't
absolutely
have to rebuild. I feel like they just need to move around a couple pieces, pick up a couple pieces and they'll be ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
nothing. They still feel very undersized to me. Bam plays much bigger than he actually is, but he's a little undersized for his position in that conference with Embiid, Giannis, etc. You're playing Caleb Martin, a 6'5" player, at the four consistently. That's not enough in the playoffs. I thought Rui Hachimura was a piece they really could have exploited. You couldn't offer a package of 3 second rounders and a player equivalent to Kendrick Nunn? Rui would have given them size. He can create his own shot when need be. He's a bigger body. He can develop into an even better two-way player, especially with that organization. Like nothing? I don't know, man. It just seems like they got stagnant. I respect Heat culture. I respect Eric Spoelstra, Pat Riley, UD, all of that. But until they make some type of significant move, I just don't feel like it's enough in this heavy star-studded Eastern Conference. If you guys like this video, comment any teams that
Yeah, I like that. But yeah, I feel like the Heat, they don't have to rebuild. You know what I'm saying? They just need to make some better moves. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Miami, they gonna have to figure it out, but they gotta make some better moves for sure though. They probably need to go scoop somebody. It depends.